If you're an artist, you've probably come across this challenge before. It pops up on social media every December, marking the end of another creative year. Well, the point of Art versus Artist is usually to show the face behind the creative account or how similar/different you are to what you create. It's also a cool tradition to keep track of your improvement over the years. It's now my third year in a row doing it, and I love how it brings me to have a look at everything I have created over the past month. I don't always feel like I'm growing in my art. In fact, most of the time I'm consumed by the imposter syndrome, but comparing my illustrations from different years definitely gives me a new perspective. My style has subtly evolved, my composition definitely got better, and I have introduced many new color palettes and techniques into my art. The improvement I saw got me thinking, what were the habits and routines that have led to it without me practically noticing it? So here they are, 5 habits that will help you bring your art to a new level in a long run. Before we start, it's the last day of the year, and I just want to take a chance to say a big thank you for all the incredible support. It's now over 1,000 of you on the channel, and I couldn't be more grateful for each and every of you. Now let's get started with the habits. The first habit is to save and use references. Saving is just as important as using, because most of the time, inspiration hits when you least expect it. I have a few places where I collect my visual inspiration, with most of it coming from my Pinterest and Instagram feeds. This way it's easier for me to browse for ideas when I actually need them. To be entirely honest, my saved section is so random, it sometimes looks like a fever dream, but if it works, it works. Using photo references is not only a great way to instantly improve the art you're working on, but also over time learn the fundamentals. For example, even if you're not actively trying to learn human anatomy, when referencing real people over and over again, you will eventually get better at capturing perspective and proportions right, simply through the power of repetition, taken that you do learn from your mistakes. The second habit is participating in drawing challenges. There is a variety of fun drawing activities you can take part in on social media, with most of them aimed at getting you out of your comfort zone. For example, set a goal of participating in at least one Draw This in Your Style challenge per month. You can easily find them using the hashtag or following other artists on social media. There's a high chance that some of them will organize a challenge sooner or later. If you want to take it a step further, there are daily drawing challenges, offering a prompt or a task to complete, some of them running for a month, others throughout the whole year. If you're interested to build a habit of practicing your art daily, I have actually created an app just for that. It's called Sketch, and for every day I prepare a unique drawing challenge for you. It's free to use, and all you need to do is just use it. The link is in the description. The third habit is to carry a little sketchbook everywhere you go. I often do day trips, and I actually find myself sitting on a 1-hour train ride quite often. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if you count all the time you spend commuting throughout the year, you probably would sum up to days. Even if you don't feel like making a whole piece of art, a few quick sketches here and there might provide you with some ideas for later. I also find that when you expose yourself to new or busy environments, your brain kind of starts working differently, processing and combining things in new ways, which also leads to you coming up with more unique and unusual ideas. Most of the time though, I'm so overwhelmed by all the noise around me that I just space out and escape into my own little world. So I guess that's one way to do it. The fourth habit actually goes along with the third one. Get used to observing your environment. It's probably one of the most useful habits for an artist to have. And it's your first-hand source of knowledge about how the physical world around you works. One thing I'm always paying attention to is shadows. Shadows blow my mind sometimes, especially when there are multiple sources of light present. When I, let's say, look at a bottle on a table, I sort of go through a checklist in my head, which goes something like, what are the sources of light in the room? Under which angle does the shadow fall? Does it have sharp or blurred edges? Which colors reflect in the shadow? And so on. Colors is, by the way, another thing worth observing, because you would never believe the colors that are present in what you see if you could just use the color picker tool in real life. The last habit is active learning, meaning watching tutorials, doing courses, taking art classes, and so on. Of course, it consumes time and effort, but You also don't need to make your goals unnecessarily hard for yourself. Like, seriously, you don't. Think of when would be a good time and dedicate just a few hours weekly or monthly to learning something new. A good way to introduce a habit which may be requiring a bit more effort is to combine it with another habit that already has an existing setup. For example, if you regularly study for something else, you are already at your desk at this time and you already have your laptop open. So all it takes is just a piece of paper, a pencil, and a good tutorial. And these are the 5 habits that came to my mind. The rest is just putting in as many hours of work as your schedule and mental health capacity allow. I hope you enjoyed this video, and once again, thank you for another great year together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.